when you have been to VKL the week before, today's Tuesday, so I just came back Monday. I feel like there's this giant reset that you have to do, and I'm in the middle of it, but I'm trying really hard to film today because I didn't film last week, obviously, because I was gone. Um, welcome to my channel. It feels so weird to even say that, but at some point the beginning spiel will come. Welcome to my channel. I'm a fiber artist, business owner, spinner of yarn, hand dyer, who makes all the things as well as designs patterns. I forgot about that, with a modern boho twist. My name is Amanda, not Melanie. And my business is Melanie Boho Bay. I'm coming back from VKL and I'm tired, but we need to get back into the zhuzh of things. So other than my skirt having a stain on it, which is from my tea. Got some freshly washed hair. My studio is a mess. I really need to clean it, but I also have to figure out where I was in my getting things done list. I'm a little bit all over the place. So I'm going to try to make a note that when I do leave, to like maybe make a whiteboard of all the things that I actually need to do. So that way when I come back, I can just jump back into it really flawless and easily, because right now I got no idea. No idea. But it's partly my fault for leaving such a mess of things behind. So let me start to get some stuff done. Maybe I'll take some B-roll and we'll see where this day takes us. I recorded yesterday, like an intro, and then I decided that I was done with the day, and I stayed up in my bed. And I got some stuff done, but like I didn't really get any stuff down here done. So today, I actually have a meeting in 4 minutes with Pinterest, because it's something you can do. You don't got to pay for it, so I figured I might as well take advantage. And they like learn about your business, learn what your goals are, and then tell you how Pinterest can aid you in that. And I really want to put some serious time into Pinterest. I feel like I know it's a long game, so I can't even say like if the time that I've put in has paid off, but I've definitely made changes. I've made a presence there, which I think can pay off. And with me wanting to add another niche, add another layer that's non-fiber related to my business, aka the blog, I am curious of how I can best do that, because if there's anyone I'm going to learn from, it's Pinterest, right? And then because they're the people who made it, create it, maintain it, and want you to succeed on their platform. Because if your people don't succeed on your platform, then they're not going to stay on your platform. So they're motivated, even if it might be for their own benefit. I don't care, whatever. There's many ways to think about it. And then I want to learn from all of my friends who are already successful on Pinterest and then apply those same things. Because it's also 2024. Sorry, I'm stirring my tea. And Pinterest has changed. Pinterest is going to always change. So I need to learn from my friends, but their techniques and stuff are rooted in years of work. Whereas I think Pinterest will give me the more up-to-date and maybe like what's coming up and what they're doing. So let me click off because I got about 3 minutes. I got notes to prep for this little meeting, and then I will start my day. So I finished my Pinterest meeting. Don't mind me, I'm cold now. And ooh, that angle, it's not giving what it could give. Anyway, I finished my Pinterest meeting, and I feel like I should start by saying, like, it's basically a sales meeting. Like, the end goal is a sales meeting. I don't mean this in a mean way, but just so you understand, if you do schedule one, it is free. You don't pay anything to schedule it if you have a business account. But they are gearing / leading you to ads and paying for ads. The person who I had was really lovely, very nice, kikied with her, had a great time. She then, the person you're meeting with then becomes like your person of contact. So my next meeting is going to be with her. She's going to be the one to do my ads, all that kind of thing. I feel like she was really understanding too, that I was a small business and that I did not have thousands and thousands to spend. Not that they're gearing you off towards spending thousands, but like just to be upfront with her about what I could possibly give. I also had in there just to, I don't know how I say this. I didn't want to start putting money into ads without actually creating a solid base first and having things checked off. So she's working with me to make sure those things are checked off. Like, I'm not a verified merchant yet. I have to finish that up. Getting my outbound clicks, like what parts are important to me, what parts make sense for me to put effort into, because there's no point in putting money in ads if the back end isn't done. I've done that enough and it's burned me. I need to make sure everything is in the back end done. She doesn't understand my niche so much, which is fine. She doesn't have to understand my niche, but she understands the issues that I have with connecting and having my niche be put out there and received by the right people. I'm in 2 niches, so I'm doing the lifestyle blog and I'm doing the fiber stuff. Right now we're focusing on the fiber stuff because the lifestyle blog is a part 2. And as a small business, you kind of have to do both things at the same time. So she understood that. I have a whole page of notes from her. And we went over time. You're able to answer all the questions, ask all the questions that you need to ask. Though there is an element that is geared towards ads. So I'm very curious if I do this. We're meeting up in like 2 weeks. Again, I need to see if I spend $2, I need to see myself coming back and making more than $4 in sales, just to make very, very simple numbers. I can't be putting out money and then not making those numbers in sales as a small business. So one of my focuses was conversions. I have everything on my website purposefully. That is my hub. That's where you find the classes. That's where you find everything, because I don't want to direct people in too many different directions. So she understands that's my focus. She understands that's what I need. And there. The other thing that I really like is when you are running those ads, you do have like, a limit that you're like, this is how much I'm willing to pay. This is how much I'm doing. And you do get a credit from Shopify, so which is really nice. So she takes some of that burden. If a certain part of my ads, this little thing is so weird. Now it's like a stapley thing in your videos. Anyway, if a certain part of my ads isn't running well and I do want to switch it to something else, I have that ability within the ad that is happening, because they want it to happen over a certain amount of days, where I can then talk to her, we can meet up, and now we can be like, let's change this ad and now do more conversions, or let's do it to more audience. So there's play in it. I don't think that Pinterest is out to get money out of you and have no return, like another platform that we know of. But they're still a business, so they're still trying to make money, and obviously ads is going to help with that. But I don't mind it if I'm seeing the payoff. And Pinterest has a long history of still being a search engine for a lot of people. So it already has that in it. I don't doubt that I would get something out of it, but I want to be able to get reach and reach goals to a certain degree organically before I have to push money into something to then reach those goals, because I just feel like that doesn't make any sense. So those are my 2 cents. If anyone has any questions on it, let me know. If anyone schedules a meeting, also let me know. I'm very curious to see what your feedback was. I think this is how I'm going to end this vlog, because it's gone over like 3 days at this point. And I feel like none of the clips that I have recorded make any true sense, which then just makes me believe even more that a list is better. But I was coming back from Vogue Knitting Live, VKL, and was tired and had to kind of like jump back in it, as I said before previously. So I worked that week as part of Vogue Knitting Live. So I was like helping teachers where I could, setting up stations, helping vendors when I could. So if you did see me, for the most part, I was running around doing that. I also am a teacher at Vogue as well. I teach intro to drop spinning, and that was Saturday night from 6 to 9. I had like the later class. And those are the two things that I do. Not my closet moving on me. I do not vend at Vogue. I don't really care for vending. I kind of hate it, honestly, if I'm being truthful. I hate vending. I don't really want to do it anymore. Even though I have had some great vending experiences. I've had both good and bad and horrible. But I don't care for vending. I did attend the cocktail party, which was hosted by Gosedi. Yes, I'm pronouncing it right. And because I'm a teacher, I was in the teacher meeting, and Gosedi gave a presentation about what exactly they are and what they're doing and their goal and stuff, which it was actually really, really great. The thing that I like the most, because I did know about them before, I know people in the company, also I'm friends with them, but I never paid much mind, if I'm being truthful, is what I like the most about it is that it is built with AI in mind, with AI. So it will edit your patterns, your descriptions, change around things to what is trending, so you don't have to put so much time into uploading and changing. It's also a hub, so you just upload it there and then uploads to every other place that patterns can be sold. I'm like, that is a great thing, and you save time, but I'm curious to know like how much sales are actually coming from all those other platforms. Like, do people see a significant amount of sales in a Etsy, in a Riddler, I think it's called, Lovecraft? Like, does anybody actually see sales in there where it makes sense to pay for this program to have it upload there? Or is it just one of those places where my pattern sits and just sits? Very curious. Though I did sign up, because it's right now, it's not in a beta. I think it is in beta, but you guys like sign up. Like, it's not like open. So there's that. I did grab the goodie bag. I grabbed both goodie bags. Now I'm kind of mad. Did I throw her skein? Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud, that I threw her skein. But we're friends. Let me go grab it. Hold on. Okay, back. Asylum Fibers, who I know, and is a very lovely human being, her and her mother, had a skein in each of the teacher bags, which I've realized when you are a teacher at knitting events, crochet events, fiber events, predominantly it's usually knitting geared for the most part, or needle craft geared, which basically means like not spinning. There will be some kind of presentation someone wants to host, and it's usually a yarn company of some degree, and then they're like giving you a free sample of yarn, or like trying to talk to you and see what your upcoming design is, which honestly I don't want to say fit in, I just never care enough, because it's usually skinny yarn, and I mean like DK and under, so like I don't care. I don't design with that, and I also design a lot with hand spun too, so it just never appeals to me. Kudos for them, like all for them doing it, yay. So I was like, So Asylum Fibers had something really cool where she had the skein of yarn in the GoSadie bag, since GoSadie hosted the teacher meetup, teacher meeting, whatever. And she had a note, and Michelle also said it too, which is one of the co-founders of Go Sadie. Like, if there is something else, like, you're more than welcome to come and swap your skein out. And I was like, that's the first time I've ever heard of that. So I had a skein. Actually, Natalie liked the color of my skein versus her skein, so I swapped with her. Because at the beginning, I was like, sure, whatever. Like, I'm not going to use skinny yarn. I've also purged a lot of skinny yarn, like, out of my stash. Ew. Like, there's a bin of yarn that I'm just going to donate, and that doesn't count the almost full bin that I have downstairs. And then I have a bin that I am going to give to a D-stash so they can sell. Like, I'm getting rid of my skinny yarn, except certain ones. So traded with her, then went down, and then I picked this up. So this is a super bulky. It's 108 yards. It's really cool. And I was like, I would not mind designing with this. I haven't designed really, I mean, I have, but my focus has always geared toward designing with more of my own stuff, my own hand dyed and my own hand spun, for like obvious reasons. But I'm thinking maybe this year I will design with other people's yarn and be more open to collaborating with people on things. Not that I've had millions of offers at my door, but I have never voiced it either. There is, you know, just a difference between having your own deadlines and then having somebody else's deadlines on you. Also, not in a mean way, but just understanding if you design a pattern, I don't know, let's say you design a pattern for like 4 skeins of fingering or whatever, you're only making the $10 off the pattern every time it sells. The other person is making the good chunk of change, and if you can't afford that, then you can't afford that. So yeah, I really like this idea. I can't wait to skein it up. I was thinking about knitting up one of these because it's 100-something yards, and maybe not having a hand spun one, but I don't know. I would probably need like 2, and I don't want to do half asylum and then half not asylum. I probably could have talked to her and be like, hey, can I have 2 of these? But it didn't occur to me in the moment. So maybe this will just be its own, you can see the color. It'll be its own design of something in the future. Who knows? They had actually like a really good goodie bag. I got so many minis, and I don't know where the heck I'm gonna do with these minis. I also got this Universal Cotton Supreme Waves. What weight is this? It's made in Turkey. I don't know, but maybe this could be for a dupe. Who knows? But the goodie bag was goodie bagging. I could not make the gala dinner, though I did want to, and got an invitation to, which I'm grateful for. Look at me getting invitations to things, but I had to teach, so I couldn't do that. Overall, Vogue was great. Loved it. Vogue, I feel like the energy of Vogue pre-pandemic, if you were there, was like insane. And now I feel like Vogue is kind of coming back into itself, but in a better way. No tear shade. We've lost a lot of the big name vendors that used to be there. The hot of the hot, the trendy of the trendy. Those people haven't come back, or the ones who would beef with each other. And I think it's just changed the way Vogue is. Like, I think, not to say that all of them are toxic, but like, it's created a marketplace, in my opinion, which is more open to growth and conversation, to people who are a little bit more niche in their craft. And it's less about who has what designer and whose booth and who has the kits for the latest thing that dropped at Vogue. I mean, there's a place for that, and like, love all the excitement. But when you have too many people doing it and trying to be hotter than the other person, it just don't give a good look. You know what I mean? And that's nothing on Vogue. That's just me being real as someone who is within the industry and is, I guess, technically behind somewhat of a closed door. I don't know. So that was great. love talking to vendors and seeing how vendors were doing. There was a lot of young people there, and I say that like if I'm old, but I mean like 20s to 30. I feel like the 20s to 30. Like I don't feel like anybody was older than me. And I don't know where they came from. It was really weird because the few that I did get a chance to talk to, they're not coming from any social media platform for the most part, the ones that I talked to. So I'm like, how are you hearing about Vogue Knitting Live? And they have money to take classes and buy yarn. I was talking to one yarn company that was so nice, Camilla. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. They had this beautiful sweater. Oh my god, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sweater. And they had a very neutral palette, which I loved too. And they had some hand spun as well. And people, you know, they had the younger crowd coming in and buying sweaters and stuff, cable sweaters. I'm like, oh, look at us coming up. So I'm very curious to see what that does for that show. Like, will they remember it and then bring more people next year? Will dates change and like that doesn't work? But I don't know. If they're not finding out from social media, like how are they actually staying up to date with what is happening and that event in itself? I'm very curious. What else happened? I got to meet a ton of people that I have not met in person yet. I always forget that about Vogue, that you have the in-person meet and connection that lacks from social media. So that was really nice. Got to finally meet Britt. I've known Britt like for years. Oh my god, it was just crazy to even say because her kid's like grown. She was one of the few in the Melanated House of Crates. If you're around for that long, then you know what that is. And it's just taken with it and like soared. Who else? Jen of Making. She interviewed me. We had laughs. Amy of La Bien Aimée, which I've known her, but like everybody knows her, you know what I mean? But I've always said hi to her very casually, but you know, we've just been doing our own things. And then I had a couple of minutes with her when I helped her get backstage for her speech, which I missed because I was teaching, but 'tis fine, 'tis fine. Who else? I'm probably forgetting like everybody and their mama who I met because there's just so many people. And because I'm working, I'm not actively staying in one spot. I'm not actively staying to chit chat. I try my best to like chat, wrap it up as fast as I can, and then leave, which obviously doesn't always happen, but you know, whatever. Life is life. But it's just nice to actually see people in person and understand who they are in person, because a hi typed on Instagram can mean 50 million things, but to actually feel somebody's like energy in person is very, very different. Another thing that was lovely in its weird way was just to connect with people and be like, it's hard out here. We not selling the way we should be selling. And it's like, I'm tired. You tired? We all tired. Not to say that we stay that energy, but it's nice to have people who can relate to you because they're in the same field. Other people don't get it as much as those people do. So that was actually really nice to have those moments. And then just to have some time to brainstorm about it and to try to figure it out in the few moments that we can, which then what I think about afterwards is like, I need to keep up and get on those people and be like, let's do something, let's do something, let's do something. Because vendors are famous for seeing each other and being like, oh my gosh, hi, miss you, would love to talk to you, we gotta meet up. And then we vend and then we leave. Like, we're so famous for doing that, and we do it at like every show. I can tell you, I've had a dinner with one vendor in the years that I've vended, and that took actual full effort of being like, oh wow, we can do this, let's make the plans to do, like, it was one of those, because we would have just gotten our cars and just zoomed. So yeah, that was Vogue. Vogue was great. If I'm leaving anything out, any questions, drop them below, I guess. I don't know, this vlog is a mess, but I needed to commit to doing my vlogs, and I missed last week because I was at Vogue. So oh, also, with my rambling of 11 minutes, Maybe I'll actually do another video. I'm gonna cut that out. Bye.